I sadly didn't modify the intro credits, despite the fact that you actually can modify this text at the beginning. I've done it in the past. It's funny, I just love how these earlier video games allow you to change stuff so easily, like the sound effects. That glitchy Amiga ball at the bottom that I imported the colors of with DX Image. And here's one of the good songs of the game by Sidewinder, Beatwave. And before you ask, oh, well Xane, I've heard the name Sidewinder before. Yeah, this is the game which Dust Raiders came from. Dust Raiders! That song that you may have heard inside of the Super Mario World hack Dust Raiders and many other places. I remade that song so many times, and when I say Sidewinder, you made a pretty awesome song. I mean, it's amazing that I'm going back to a game from the 1990s. In fact, every time I saw lazy game reviews today end up looking at Arkanoid, every time we looked at Arkanoid, I thought DX Ball 2. Because essentially they're both based off the same game, like the Breakout clones, which is what this is, if you couldn't tell already based on having to use a ball to do things. I mean, having to use this ball in particular, well, you can probably end up guessing DX Ball 2 is that type of game. Now there's another thing I've changed about it. Some of the music is glitched up, but look in here. Notice my name is on these! Yeah, I actually made my own board sets. Sadly, due to limitations, and since Longbow Digital Arts removed the exploits to be able to have your own custom board sets longer than 4, sadly, that means all mine are stuck at a low amount of 4 instead of that. And also, speaking of Arkanoid, the Arkanoid! Yeah, one of his names, the Arkanoid. But we're gonna start playing mine because, well, come on, you want to see what I made in DX board. I don't know how this is gonna work because I'm not in full screen. This is a messed up song! Toy! Toy! I'm fearing that my mouse is secretly outside the window. This is slower than I remember the game originally. It's faster than this normally, trust me. I realize I'm not playing in kid mode. I always play in kid mode because then I always get beaten by this little tiny ball. It can get really fast. That is a pretty messed up sound. That is a corrupted song. I doubt you want to hear that. And wait, also, I never realized where that sound came from, but now I just realized. It was that one Sailor Moon game. I think Sailor Chibi Moon, when she loses, she makes like a little crying-like noise, and that's the noise. Got that from a Megazooks game, I think. But I screwed up all the sound effects. And trust me, the sound effects were worse than this earlier. I mean, not the music, but the sound effects you're hearing right now. I actually improved them by making new ones. I don't know what that is. And I made them today. Sounds cool. Not that! What is that? I think that was like Kyua Haato. I don't think she sounds like that. But she still says, "My sweet Haato!" However she says that. She has a strange accent, but she sometimes says "my sweetheart." Oh no, Half-Life 2 zombies. We need to scoop the ball. The game is moving slower than it should. Speaking of that, we're in the Arkanoid. And if you haven't realized already, this is actually based on Breakout. As I said, Breakout clones, so we need to stick in a Breakout level to... No! You're not hearing things either. That's Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic 06. I like his death sound. Why? Because it says, no! Oh. That sounds really compressed. Wow. That sounds like horrible sound quality. I mean, for the time, that probably sounded pretty good, but nowadays, that low-quality sounds just don't sound as good. Wow. I still like DX Ball 2, though. It's still a good game. I rarely come back to it, but I always make sure to bring it on my newest laptops. DX Ball 2 is one of those games from the 1990s I still would play, other than Doom. And I don't know if Quake's from the 1990s, but if it is, I would also play Quake 1. I don't have Quake. sadly. I did muzzle her. I always remember going through E1M1 over and over again using the chat feature, not realizing its actual purpose. I would just type like, there's monsters over there, and then I would go over there and I would know the little design, so I would know it's over there. When I see the E1M1, people just fly through it, it's like, what? Oh yeah, now this is one of the only good songs in the game because I haven't screwed it up. Does anyone know what it is? Dust Raiders! This is really slow! No! I have to sit there slow! This is very slow. I would have been done like boards 1 and 2 by now. And trust me, I'm not dragging this video out and people are gonna complain and thumbs this down because of how slow I'm making the Xbox 2 look, but Kyua Haato! But this actually isn't, this is like half the speed it's supposed to be running at. I guess maybe Windows 8 just can't handle it as good as Windows 7. Or maybe because it's a windowed and it's not full screen, so it's not using dedicated. But there's one thing I'm worried about full screen. I am worried that OBS is going to have trouble capturing it and you're not going to see anything. Until I confirm that that works, which means I'm going to have to take a risk later in this video, then, well, you get the point. If it happens to work, then, well, we're in luck, and I'll be able to make later parts that might have increased speed. In fact, I think I should enter full screen right now, just to get an idea of, Sonic the Hedgehog from Sonic Unleashed. Oh no, Skull. Anyone who gets that reference somehow will be awesome. Whoa! No! Let's try going full screen. I want to see if this improves the speed at all. The speed is so much better in full screen! It's running at normal speed! When I run it in windowed, it runs at half the speed. But, if anyone can see the game right now, this is the speed that the Xbox 2 is supposed to run at. This is the speed this game runs at, and it's good. And the games, I think that... Here we go! I can't believe that sound effect fits so much with this... No! That really doesn't fit. But as I was saying, the official website actually says that the more risks you take, the better your high score. This is one of the games that actually has score, although it doesn't really matter because this isn't an arcade game. No! Where's Kyua Haato? I haven't heard Kyua Haato scream randomly for no reason recently. These sound effects are like... Oh no, we can hear it. What was that? What was that? I don't even... Oh wait, ratings. Oh yeah, it's Orly. Run that on one game. I don't know its name, but it had her name Orly in it. She says gratings. No! A lot. It always says no! If you hit it on the edge, that's when it goes no. My sweet haato! My sweet haato! No! Oh, I thought that was gonna turn into Kyua Haato screaming, but nope. That pretty sound plays whenever you're at high speed. What was the other sound that it made? Anyways, I figure I might as well talk about more stuff relating to DX-Ball 2 instead of talking about how I rarely go back to the good old days. Back when games did more. Or something. But I'm gonna explain one thing I'm always scared of about this game. It's whenever you get down to one brick. When you get down to one brick, the game basically puts a time limit on you. If you don't get rid of that last brick, lightning will strike, and a little sound effect starts fading in from the background. I just got a game over. And here's another thing I always did with the high score screen. I don't know why, but when I saw the high score text, I always said, oh, what's that look like? Ghost Hunters! And I always turned it into Ghost Hunters. But here's another thing, I never wouldn't really type my name here. I'm afraid that this already has high scores, and I'm gonna break the naming scheme. But I'm gonna name this. Well, I'm gonna name it Kyua Haato.
Kyua Haato だよ.
Oh, great! Game stopped working. We're gonna start back up. It was in full screen. I'm doubting that you even can see this. But anyways, let's go into that one place. Doge or Doge, I don't know what it's called. I don't know why, but his name is spelled D-O-H, and he's an Arkanoid. So I assume it'd be D-O. Greetings! Oh my, I need to dim the background here. Because these are really hard to see. But however, it's written as like do it again. Do it again makes no sense. So it has to be do it again. And here's music from... I'll give you all a second to guess what game this is. Can you guess what it is? If you guess Caverns of Zooks from Mega Zooks, then you're right. This is the ball spout music, and it sounds pretty awesome. Not as good as CV Magic or CV Tech. Those are like the best songs to me. The ball spout music isn't as good to me. At least it's not a messed up version. There was actually a messed up version of CV Magic, but I went and downloaded Caverns of Zooks just so I could get the original version of the module back. If you're curious, the only types of music that this game supports is .mod, modules, and in fact, if it wasn't for this game, I probably wouldn't have gotten into music. If it wasn't for DxBall 2 using module formats, I wouldn't have made modules or really made music. So I guess you could thank this game and its outdated sound format for that. Oh no, I just rolled them down to one block, get rid of it. Now this is a messed up song. I don't think it's the exact song, but it starts off just like Power Tools. Power Tools, that old messed up song. Yeah. Hear this? I thought this sounded okay. I don't know what your heart is saying. Oh, I see what she's saying. She's speaking Japanese gibberish. Also, she's saying something. I'm okay. It's not what she's saying. I'm trying to get to say it. I'm okay. No. When you gonna say it? I think I hit one of the yellow ones. I'm okay. Reminds me of Sonic Heroes. Oh no! Game over. What was that noise at the end? That sounded like a weird version of the Tokimeki Memorial song. That was weird. I'm gonna have to listen to that again because that was kind of creepy. It sounded like a version of the Tokimeki Memorial song that plays at the beginning, but instead of synth, a weird sounding instrument like the one in my weird Samus song. As in, it sounded like these notes right here. Those notes, both a different instrument. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't Beatwave. Beatwave has a different set of notes that it plays. And for anyone who remembers the My Book, they might remember this being a MIDI on there. And what's amazing about this song? It's 7 minutes long! I mean, I looked at it in like Mod Plug Player back in the day. It's 7 minutes long! This song's really long. And I must admit, only Sidewinder I've ever heard of doing that. And this is Seasons, the most repetitive song. It's still a good song. I mean, that's the cool thing about Sidewinder. Sidewinder's able to make music that sounds repetitive and good. But maybe that's some hidden nostalgia I don't know about. If you ask me, hearing Sims 1's neighborhood theme, that first one that has like the vibes or whatever. That one is nostalgia right there, and that nice sound thing. I bet if I played DX Bull 2 for a very long time, like since it was ever released, that'd be a lot of nostalgia to hear this again. We might need to go back to Doge Challenge or oh yeah, maybe it's Doge. Let's hear the Doge. Doge sounds cool. But I'm thinking I'll try out a cheat to see if I changed it or not. Yep, I changed it. No wait, I didn't change it. This weird, I wonder, is this the sound I heard when I backed out? Is this the sound? Is that the sound? That didn't sound like it. I think that's the beginning of a Hockey Man stage reversed. But this is a cheat where if you button mash, you can make lots of power-ups appear. But I'm going to use its level skipping ability, which sadly won't let us get high scores. But we need to skip to a level we haven't seen yet. I'm okay. Expect to hear Kyua Haato say it a lot. I almost like saying Kyua Haato. I don't know why. That sounds cool. And not with that weird random Japanese accent that people pull out of nowhere. You know, I complained about that before. Where whenever they speak Japanese, they like bring some Japanese accent out of thin air. It's like, where'd you get the Japanese accent from? It almost sounds like I got that random Japanese accent out of nowhere, but no. Kyua Haato! It's interesting because it's still English! That's one of the things I complain about Pretty Cure. Greetings! They just love to put random English words and there's stuff like MAI SWEET HAATO!
MAI SWEET HAATO!
Not getting that. No. We need to hear another song. We need to hear CB Magic or CB Tech. Those are good. What is this? What is this? This is what it sounds like if your radio's glitching up. Most best sound ever. Meow 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 meow. Remember that meow meow sample? Yeah, it came back from the MAI book. No! Oh. This is To Love or whatever it's called. Or Sidewinder. Yeah! This is CB Tech! No! Sounds like a slowed down no, or something that turns like Darth Vader's no. It sounds totally different than Jano. Fireball! Must be able to do something with Fireball. It's like Pimple or something. It's not really new, but still. It sounds like that song was made. No! Like, how dare you bring up the Pimple guy! Woo! I do have to admit, Sonic's boosting sounds from Sonic Unleashed, they sound pretty awesome, including that woohoo. It's really satisfying. Oh. Wait. Oh my. Those notes. Do you hear those chords? This is where I got those chords from inside of my game, Harvest Moon PC3. This is where I got those chords from, those pre-rendered chords. They're put in the exact same order. I thought that was my song slowed down, and I was like, oh my, I don't remember sticking this song in here. Why would I stick my... Plus, I technically couldn't because mine are impulse tracker modules. This game only supports the outdated Pro Tracker format, sadly. It'd be good if this actually supported, like, pre-rendered songs. If it supported pre-rendered songs, I would have so many songs in this, like, lots of Tokimeki Memorial songs, not just that little pre-rendered sample that plays when the game starts. A pre-rendered sample when the game starts. Now that reminds me of Action 52. Yeah! Woo! Dang it, doesn't it starts up with the takes 2. Please some, by the way. Kinda reminds me. But I might as well sort of tell you how I got introduced to this game. Basically, whenever I was littler, there was like this disc that had lots of shareware games on it, and one of those games was DX Ball 2. And I played the included demo things many times. There was like the one that always reminded me of the farm, the one with the many exploding columns that was satisfying to blow up, and lots of chain reactions. All of those levels made by the many developers of this game. Well, the few developers of this game, but you get the point. I always liked playing this game. There were other games on there, but the only ones that stand out are this game, and, well, there was this game about, like, this boy who, I think the whole game, like, had this weird 3D-ish appearance to it, but it was like this, game where you walked around, and I think you had to, like, throw a ball and hit a bunch of chicken eggs, and once you broke them all, the level would be complete. Which, now that I think about it, that reminds me of Breakout clone, like the X-Ball 2. No! But it kind of reminds me of it now that I think about it, but it makes me miss that game and wonder what it was called. It was on some sort of, I think it was the arcade games one? I don't know. Dang it, arcadey, this game is kind of arcadey with its, high score thing. And with its breakout stuff, obviously. Wow. No! But still, you get what I'm saying. I wonder what that one game about the eggs and the boy is. But another thing I end up wondering is, well, the X-Ball 2. I mean, it's not something I wonder about, but still. Now, this level was inspired by, one of the levels that came with the game. I think it was one of them by Simus, who, as I read on the website, sadly died. Rest in peace, Simus. But still, there's still something out, I think he made, like, a board pack for the game. I don't know what it was called, like, something that started with E, something equivalence, something on a dream, equivalence on a dream, I don't know what it's called. But it was one of the demo packs that came with the game, and one of the levels involved, like, a triangle with a bunch of hidden wooden blocks around it that you would have to break. But then once you got in, there were some explodey blocks, and boom. This is obviously inspired by that level. This is like a rip-off game version of an actual game. Not the X-Ball 2 in general. The X-Ball 2 is cool. I mean, I always liked its graphics. They still look pretty impressive. Still questioning how they did it in the 1990s. Then again, a lot of stuff I questioned in DOS games and old Windows games. So I just wanted to tell you that, yeah, I've been playing this for a long time. I know about DX Ball 2 and the original DX Ball, which I don't like how harder the original DX Ball was, but what I end up liking about the original is that it included a level editor. This one doesn't. Hence why I say that if there's ever a third DX Ball game, it needs a built-in level editor. What's that? At least it wasn't that mysterious song I heard when closing it last time. I don't want to close it again, so I hear that weird sounding thing, which I don't think is the Tokimeki Memorial song. But it has to be one of those sounds I put in there today. I don't remember hearing it before. And again, I question if it's a song I heard when I hit that one cheat. Oh no, I need to avoid those cheat power-ups. The enchantment. Oh no! Get rid of that block! Get rid of the block! I win, but the game's gonna crash! Exit, exit, exit! Phew, we didn't hear any weird songs this time. That's good. I don't need to hear any weird songs. You might be interested to know that that song actually played in one of my dreams recently. It's that awesome. Next, let's play Insane Shapes. This is obviously an X. I don't know why I didn't bother to center it a bit better, but there's limitations. And also I didn't lower it. Another thing I realized on the previous board set is, did you notice how I got stuck on that level so long that all the invincible blocks became hittable in order to let me actually pass? Well, guess what? Well, it turns out, remember that one infinite loop video I made? Where all the blocks turned non-transparent after I got stuck in a never-ending loop? It's the same thing that happened back there. So it doesn't happen when the game detects your ball isn't doing anything. It happens whenever it detects you haven't hit any bricks in a very long time.
It's kind of weird.
I don't like how it almost, I think, takes the same amount of time as it takes for the lightning to strike, which I never want to see. It just scares me because, think about it, you're just hearing this weird, very low-pitched sound building up in the background, and then after a while, suddenly a lightning strikes on the screen, and then boom! It's so sudden. It just scares you because this game is basically motionless. The only action you see are the power-ups falling, the score increasing up there, the paddle thing moving back and forth at the bottom of the screen, and any of the balls on screen. Mostly the latter. Other than that, seeing quick flashes of lightning like that, that's scary. That'd be like if this game flashed a picture in front of my eyes for a split second. That would probably make me scared of the X-Ball 2 and not want to come back and play it. So, good move there, Longbow Digital Arts. Still wish you didn't remove that exploit so I could cough, 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 make better levels that are more than 4 levels. Cough, cough, Longbow Digital Arts, why'd you screw it up? But that's companies for you. They're gonna screw up fun things like getting stuff for free. I wonder if this game is still sold. And even then, I doubt it would lift the 4 board limit, someone tells me. But then again, if that isn't just the shareware version, because this is technically like the non-paid version, it's probably the shareware version, which they let you stick custom stuff on, unlike Doom, where in Doom they're like, no, buy the full version and then we'll let you make custom content. Fair, but still. Something tells me that this 4 board limit isn't just a shareware thing. I'm thinking that it's a user-created board limit. They're trying to stop your boards from having more than 4 boards. Why? They want their boards to look way more awesome, so they intentionally put a limit in so that you can't make awesome boards. Can't make more than 4 boards in a board set, but they can make a lot of them. It's unfair. But then again, that's life. That's what companies do when they screw up. Even though Longbow Digital Arts isn't as bad as EA and their infamous stuff and other companies and WMG, I mean nothing, but still, you get the point. Also, this background when I was Lola, oh good, I escaped! But, let me just do this. But, see this background? That background reminded me of guns when I was Lola. It reminded me of the end of a gun. Like, if you look at that circle, that's the whole end of the gun that a bullet comes out of. Whenever he finishes the game, you should, like, look at his review. I think this weird symbol is something a guy saying, yeah! It sounds very stupid, but it appears when it says awesome, A-W-S-O-M-E. You're A-W-S-O-M-E. You're awesome. My sweet Haato! Oh yeah, and another thing, might as well bring up a pretty cure. There's one thing that I don't really end up liking, and not only is it how the girls randomly say English words despite them being Japanese, though that's a problem I have with any language that randomly inserts English words, which sadly is everything. So I should be honored that our language English appears with everything, but I'm not. Because then it destroys their language, because then it's not their own original language and words. Even when it's based off it. Oh yeah, and speaking of that, there's a cool sounding sound effect whenever I shoot the gun. Before it was part of, I think it was part of the, wasn't it part of, I don't know, some other song or the Prestige song, I don't know. Oh yeah, it was the Prestige song, the Prestige commercial music, which is awesome! What's her name, Tiger Music? It's awesome. Now I've replaced it with, I think, something from Steam, but combined with other stuff I overlaid on top of it. That's a sound from, like, Steam's, 2-foot. I don't know what 2-foot is. I'm assuming 2-foot is like a code name for the big picture mode or something. So it apparently plays ambient music, which I assumed at first was like the binaural beats thing where they would like make your brain feel like it wants to like feel happy and want to buy stuff. That'd be really sneaky. Steam. But I stuck this in. It sounds pretty awesome. Don't know what this sound is. No. Woo! Now I'm gonna try that again. Greetings! Shut up. I don't even know what this is. But I think that I'm supposed to bounce up this side. No! Game, you're supposed to bounce up the side. Yeah, like that. Land on top. No! It always does that. I need more of an angle. There I go. That's what you're intended to do. And then boom. Gives me a power up because I'm in kids mode. And kids mode is like a better mode. Also, that sound you're hearing whenever it hits the invisible blocks, that sound, that's actually unchanged. That MAI SWEET HAATO. It's unchanged though. So yeah, don't exactly expect to hear anything else though, because that's one of the only sounds that I kept from the original messed up sounds because it sounded decent. A decent voice made sound effect. But of course, that other weird man's voice, every time something explodes, it says, the enchantment, which is the Fresh Beat band. There's a guy named Shout, I think. He's the black guy.
His background as a gun. Also, something tells me this level was also inspired by one of the demo boards. You tell you get a lot of inspiration from Longbow Digital Arts, including Simus. Rip Simus. So, one. Reminds me of that game that Lazy Game Reviews looked at called Death Dwellers. That game, Death Dwellers. The one where all the sounds sound like they were recorded with a low-quality microphone by one man. Which seeing MAI SWEET HAATO! Which, seeing how, only, like, one guy and his wife is credited, much like the original DX Ball, where the original DX Ball was made by one guy, which is awesome. So you get the point. Much like that, basically,
It basically just ends up working out that way. I mean, he ends up recording a little sound whenever it hits a wall. Like, so imagine also it's like, yeah! And he says Fresh Beat Band in one of their games, and I reversed it. He says the enchantment. I found it so interesting that I decided to put it in the game. The enchantment. What is that sound? Every time I think about that sound, I think about that weird sound that I heard when I closed the game. Which is weird because the only sound you hear when you're closing the game is, the only sound you'll ever hear is the music. But that wasn't the music! You can't tell me that that thing that sounded almost like the Tokamiki Memorial music at the beginning. You can't tell me that that was the game's music. It's okay! The enchantment. I don't know what that sound is! Oh wait, I just remembered. I think it was me imitating a Death Dweller sound. A guy in the game says, "Hey!" Whenever he gets what they were saying, he goes, "Hey!" So I made fun of his sound and made him go, "Hey!" It sounds really stupid in the original game. The original DOS game sounded stupid, and for that matter, so does my sound. It's very accurate to Death Dwellers. MAI SWEET HAATO! But oh yeah, but another thing I don't like about Freddy Cure, I forgot to mention, is that the girls, the fact that they scream in general. She sees MAI SWEET HAATO! Lavalinku! Kyua Haato! Greetings! But you get the point. It's the fact that she ends up screaming out attack names and that the attack names are in English. and that they use the unrealistic cute anime art style, which looks so stereotypical of Japan, but then why do I like the Pretty Cure characters? Why do I have a doll of Cure Flora? Why am I still going with Pretty Cure? Those will be unanswered. But you get the point. To the candy center of the ear. To the candy center of the earth! Which is the one I forgot to add a background to. This is, what is this supposed to be? Above the ground? I forgot. I never want to pick up that power-up. Never. It takes too much work, because then you have to click every time you want the ball to get, like, go, pew! Oh yeah, and by the way, before I continue talking about Kyua Haato and stuff, did you notice that little wooden block that appeared? Oh, you can't even see it. All you can see is an explosion. The enchantment. No! But so that little wooden block you saw up here, that's those wooden blocks I was talking about earlier. I want to earn the highest score possible, so I want to take the most risks. At least this computer isn't lagging since I'm in full screen and you're probably not able to see anything. If you can see anything, and hopefully not just the upper left corner of the screen, then this would be an embarrassment if this video turns out like that. Hey! It plays a little bit of depressing music because you lost the ball. That's depressing. But still, another thing I don't like about Pretty Cure is it's its merchandise. I mean, I like its their toys and stuff, and the plush dolls of the cute looking girls, because they're the typical anime girl style with the overly big eyes and unrealistic face, but realistic proportions. It just bugs me how only their heads look different and their bodies have correct proportions. But other than that, still. So back to the screaming. The problem I have with the toys is the weapon toys. With certain toys like the Proplica Sailor Moon recreations, that the Proplicas they give you the option to either have Sailor Moon's voice say the attack names, but they also give you the option to not have her voice. You know what I mean? They give you the choice of having her voice or not having her voice. And also, instead of other magical girl toys, they just have sound effects, which is nice, like the Strawbell Bell I have from Tokyo Mew Mew, which is quite a cute weapon, I admit. I thought that it was like a typical cat thing where cats would ring bells dangling from something, but no! That's her attack. That shoots out a colorful light, and she never uses the bell for anything, even though the toy makes it make a bell sound, which is kind of cute. I mean, it's almost like you see that bell and you're like, I want to ring the bell, then you get it in toy form, and then you're able to ring the bell, and it's like, that's what I've always wanted to do, is ring that cute little bell. But still, it's like you finally get to hear what the bell sounds like in toy speaker quality. Toy speaker quality is as bad as the sound effects in this game. How low quality some of the sounds in this game, or how low quality the toy speakers are, by the way. I wish they'd just stick computer speakers in the toys, it'd be awesome. They would sound good. They would sound like these speakers when they aren't playing the Xbox 2. The enchantment, I'm gonna blow up all these ores. That's what those color blocks are supposed to be. They're supposed to be ores. Including that one that looks like snow that it just went above. But by the way, anyways, let me just stop sidetracking and get back to the point. The Pretty Cure toys, unlike the other toys, they talk. That's a problem I have with the Pretty Cure toys. Yeah, you have to hear the girls scream their attack names. You can't just turn on the toys and, enjoy the sounds and music. You have to hear the little girl scream. So if you get, like, the lovely Commune from Doki Doki Pretty Cure, you have to hear Cure Heart scream, MAI SWEET HAATO!
MAI SWEET HAATO!
Just like you hear her screaming in this game. In fact, I got that from the official website that demonstrates it. And actually, you know what's ironic? Do you hear how low quality her voice sounds? On the demonstration page, they use higher quality sounds, which I use as evidence that if they stuck a computer speaker in a toy, it would sound awesome. And that's like what would happen if if Pretty Cure toy had a toy speak, not a toy speaker, but had a computer speaker, that's what it would sound like, and it would sound awesome. But did you hear how low quality she sounded? That is how low quality a toy speaker sounds, and that is how low quality the sounds sound. That right there is how low quality a toy speaker sounds. End of story. No! But still, you get the point. Especially when they're circuit bent, then whenever they slow down the sounds, they usually sound just like this. Oh my goodness, that sounds like a toy speaker. I mean, oh my goodness, some of these sounds sound so much like a toy speaker. Oh my goodness. They sound horrible. That sounds just like the toys! Oh my goodness. That sounds just like the Pretty Cure toys. Oh my. I just realized that sounded just like the Pretty Cure toy speakers, if you know what I mean. And here's the candy center of the Earth. It's a core, which can be blown up really easily, with a bunch of things connecting it to the candy cane patterned walls. With candy canes at the center of the Earth. This works. This works. Oh. No! The game already knows I'm gonna screw up. But still, you get what I mean about the toys, though. It just kind of annoys me that there are girls' voices in the toy. That I wish I could look at the toy's file system. I bet the little girls' voices are embedded into the music and stuff. I bet it's all one sample. Even though on the website it clearly sounds like multiple samples put together and they have different timing. But you get the point. That demonstration website proves, one, how much better it would sound if a toy had a computer speaker in it. Because they sound so much higher quality and use the full quality sound of the little girl screaming, but still. Not to mention that Japanese girls have really high-pitched voices, which doesn't help anything. Oh! But another point is, it also just lets you hear how they sound. Because that screaming girl you keep hearing, that's what she sounds like in the toy. Pretty accurate. I don't actually have the lovely commune. The closest thing I'd have is the Love Heart Arrow, which is a cute looking weapon from Doki Doki Breaker. And the Love Kiss Rouge, which is Cure Ace's lipstick weapon. What? Fake lipstick! It's weird, but it's cute. It's small too. And technically, one of the toys in the room right now with me, the Princess Candle, it came with batteries, so yeah. If it turns on, you'll have to hear a girl screaming. Oh yeah, and this one has actual ending text! Your quest has ended in success. As you dug through the earth, you found what everyone knew was there. Coal, silver, gold, and diamond. As you went deeper, you saw the better things the earth was hiding. However, today you found out something that no one before you knew. The earth has candy at its center. Who saw that coming? If you didn't cheat, you may enter the name on the... No, the game is gonna crash! No, no, no! No, 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 I have to... Crash game! No! No! Oh, but the game didn't crash, that's great! I must have been banking it. But anyway, I keep dragging on about the toys and how you can't turn off the little girl screaming, but you get the point. I wish I could turn off the girl screaming, Kyua Haato, but I also would like to look at the file system, and I wish they would use computer speakers, and I wish I could turn off the voices, like in the Crumble Cup, which would give me a reason to want to have batteries in that thing, just so I could have sounds. I don't turn them on, but I prefer to have the batteries in the ones that I know aren't going to start screaming their attack names when, what about if I would want to shout Love Link? Well, I can't because Cure Heart's going to shout it for me. So I hope you all get what I'm saying about my possible annoyance with the Pretty Cure toys and the screaming girls. Which, if I were one of the voice actresses, I'd probably complain about that. Like, let the kids play with it off. But that's a rant for another time. We're gonna end up, talking about when I found out the hard way that toy had batteries in it. Basically, I was looking at, I think Tumblr, search results from Small Pretty Cure, and, well, one of them had Cure Happy's transformation. Suddenly I hear this. I hear this like this nice sounding chord, this nice sounding upper going, and all of a sudden I start hearing a girl talking, and I'm like, what's this? Do GIFs suddenly have audio like a video? And I'm like, am I listening to what Cure Happy screams when she's transforming? And then I look underneath my laptop, because that's where the Princess Candle is. My sweet Haato! And then I find out the hard way that the tip of the candle is flashing all different colors. I'm like, oh my, the toy is on, and I gotta turn it off. And did you hear that little cord right there? That cord is like an example of what it could have sounded like. Although obviously different, because this is Doki Doki pretty sure. I suddenly don't have Cure Happy. I probably have her say, "What's the happy?" Sweet Haato!
My sweet heart!
Labalinku!
Labyrinth!
Kyua Haato!
Kyua Haato!
Let's go. No! But you end up getting the point. I found out the hard way that day that I had batteries. Later, Mama found out that too, when they were turned on when she was doing something. It also turned on another time, some other time in the bed. I can't think of when. But still, I hope that kind of clarifies about it and its battery situation. I'm always kind of worried to get it out of a location with other toys, that it's gonna like turn on because the on and off switch on the back is gonna accidentally be flicked. I always make sure it's in the off position before I go using it. Though it's quite a cute weapon. It's like the Kaleido Moon scope on Sailor Moon, which you could say it's a ripoff of, but yeah, ripoff or not. The Princess Candle is quite a cute weapon, and it's Small Pretty Cure's wand weapon. My sweet Haato! Even though I still will complain about her screaming Japanese, not Japanese, I'd actually like her to be screaming Japanese, screaming English. So it's like her screaming English and her screaming in general. I might complain about that, but I don't really mind it as much as if she was screaming in a toy, because every time I hear a toy screaming, I'd be wishing that I could turn it off and I could just hear the sound effects. Because Pretty Cure has some pretty cute sound effects from what I've heard from the Labalinku one. When she isn't screaming. But also another odd thing about the Pretty Cure toys. An odd thing about them is some of them, like the earlier Heart Catch Pretty Cure toys, like the Flower Tact and I think the Love Heart Arrow on Doki Doki Pretty Cure, they play like the attack music, like a tiny little part of it, I guess to save memory in the toy, since it can't hold all the audio data that the OST can hold. But you get what I'm saying. Basically, it plays a cut down version, but it sounds like it uses different instruments, and it doesn't sound as orchestra-like as the actual song. But for comparison, the Love Heart Arrow uses one of these cut down versions. But then you go and look at the Love Rouge Kiss, or Love Kiss Rouge, the awkward order of words there. I got them wrong the first time because Love Rouge Kiss makes more sense than Love Kiss Rouge, but stick random English and French words in the wrong order. Again, they're also using random French words. But Love Kiss Red isn't as cool as Love Kiss Rouge. Rouge! 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 Reference to some Sonic the Hedgehog thing with dogs. Daisy. Lucky Maxwell. Daisy! Well, they're not with Lucky or Maxwell, it's Daisy. The 10 dogs. But still, you get the point. On the Love Kiss Rouge, they actually use the actual song from the OST, which is
because it sounds pretty awesome. It's an awesome attack theme. Also, these levels I was going through, let me just point out that they're ones made by my mama. Well, I put down the blocks, but she told me what to do, I think. Also, I'm gonna intentionally not hit the last block here. Intentionally, so I can show off the weird sound that I put in. Intentionally to sound creepy. I think it's the Legend of Zelda bootleg, but I slowed it down and added an echo and reversed it. If it doesn't hit that block, okay, good. Oh no, don't hit the block! Okay, good. Don't hit the invisible block! I wanna try and get it to do it. I can't even tell if it's even there or not. Nope, there's still more blocks. No! I just really want to show you the creepiness of that mode, but in the meantime, I'm a ghost hunter. I'm gonna name myself Taps in honor of the ghost hunters. Hey, the ghost hunters can't beat me because they censor all their cussing for some stupid reason.